Hey, it's Nax, and I'm back as your host for another episode of Let's Play Indies. I'm a PlayStation playmaker. I love playing a variety of games, and I build custom modded PCs. Now, today's episode is going to be very special because not only am I a huge fan of indie games, but I love horror movies. I love horror in general. Now, I'm so happy that Bryan and Crista from Cozy Game Pals are here with us, and of course, we have none other than Shuhei Yoshida, who leads the PlayStation Indies team. Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing?
Hi.
Are you guys excited? I don't know about you, but I'm more scared to play this game. So why don't
I'm
we?
ready to see Shu get scared.
So why don't we go ahead and jump right in? As usual, Shu is the one that's going to be playing. I'm the one who's going to be doing all the talking, which is probably perfect because I am too much of a scaredy cat. So Shu, why don't you do the honors?
Yeah, I had a chance to play a little bit of this game at Summer Game Fest earlier this year, and I had met with Cozy Power team and had a little bit chat. But I'm so excited to be able to play more of this game today. So how everyone doing? Ready to be scared?
All right, Shu, let's do it. Let's go play the story. Do the honors. All right, so okay. First of all, I have to ask Krista, Bryan.
Anyone? Nah, it's totally empty. Let's go.
So we start right off with this, like just getting right into it. So tell us a little bit more about this game.
Library is this way, right?
Yeah, so this is our love letter to horror and everything we love about horror, our taste in movies and our taste in games. So like you said, we jump right into it. Even though we like slow, creepy horror movies, we also don't like wasting your time. So we want to go right into the game, keep things short and sweet and constantly moving.
Now I'm curious to know how much horror or how much research did you guys do with playing the 90s genre, and what was the main inspiration that you guys wanted to take from that and put it in Fear the Spotlight?
Yeah, we're also 90s babies as you are, growing up there. And that era is just very influential on our childhoods. When we think of making this game, we really looked back on the things that inspired us, and me especially as a big horror fan, playing through Resident Evil, but then watching TV shows like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark, and
I remember
like
that.
yeah, movies like The Craft, which is like Amy is very inspired by the girls in that movie. Just so many things that we're pulling from that are just things that we loved growing up. It's really not really research, but more of like things that we already had interest in.
Yeah, it really is our nostalgia. So while Krista grew up with horror movies, I grew up just playing games. So all sorts of like anything I can get on PlayStation, like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. So my connection to this is like this the PlayStation nostalgia, and Krista's connection is the horror movie nostalgia.
Oh, okay. Wait,
I
I have.
Sorry, the first thing that grabbed my attention was the look of the game, like a PlayStation 1 style.
Yeah.
How did you choose this style?
For us, there's like it's a combination of decisions. Like, partly is the nostalgia. So much of this game is our nostalgia for horror, and a big part of that is when we first were introduced to horror, like playing Silent Hill as kids that were probably too young to be playing Silent Hill. It's such a big part of our childhoods.
Yeah, it's a really good timing, the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, seriously.
It's so exciting for us to see Silent Hill 2 remake and for people to be enjoying it so much because that was
it's like a new generation of people get to enjoy this thing that I also enjoyed growing up.
Yeah.
I want to jump in on that because when I first got my PlayStation 1, and that it was also in the 90s, right? I was too scared to play any horror games. So I haven't even played any of the OG Resident Evil, any of the OG Silent Hill, but I know of this style. So quite frankly, and also I was in the same boat as Shu. This is the first time I've played a horror game with this style because I got to test this out as well during Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
And one of the things that scared me the most was how limiting it felt, like what I mentioned earlier. But what I'm curious to know is, how did you guys decide to go with the seance theme or the seance storyline? Like, why
I need
this
to go back and
particular
pay for the
one?
display
Out of
case.
all the different types of
Librarian
horror
keeps it in the
genres
office.
that can
I'll
come
be right
out, we have
back.
the slasher, we have
Sounds
the
good.
zombies. Why
Yeah.
did you guys go
Start
for
the
this
setup while
one?
you're doing that.
I think it's personally me. I wrote most of the story, and I love ghost stories. That is a far beyond my favorite type of horror is a ghost story, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of this game relies on tropes that you know in horror. So you know these characters, right? Like Amy is the goth, rebellious girl, and Vivian is a little bit sheepish, the bookworm. She works at the library, and you already know when you see a Ouija board that or a spirit board that something good is not going to happen. So you're already on edge when these characters are saying like, "We're going to go to the library," and when you see why you're going to the library, what that item is. It all adds to like, oh, the tension of you being here after hours and what's going to happen.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was wondering where their parents were and what were their parents wondering and why they're still at school this late at night. But okay,
Hey,
so
I'm
since we're at that topic of why you guys chose this theme, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the summary or the plot of what Fear the Spotlight is, and why did you guys call it Fear the Spotlight? Because I know the antagonist is some sort of monster with a flashlight for its head, or like a spotlight, hence the title, for its head. So tell us a little bit more about the plot of Fear the Spotlight and what
Yeah.
Vivian and Amy are doing.
Yeah, exactly. So you play as this character named Vivian with your friend Amy, who snuck into school after hours, kind of based on the types of schools we went to as kids. And you're here to, as you can see Shu doing right now, steal a spirit board, the school spirit board.
Yeah, always a good idea.
Yeah,
Right.
to do a
Something
seance.
similar. There's something similar in Japan. When I was a kid, I used it's called kokrisan, not Ouija board.
Oh,
But in Philippines, there, did you have Ouija board or?
in the Philippines, you know what? Krista is also Filipino, so I feel like she would know. But for me, I'm just gonna be the first to say I never dabbled with anything spiritual, because even though I love the horror genre, I was too much of a scaredy cat, and that was like the closest thing that was to reality. That I didn't
Yeah.
wanna even mess with, because I didn't want any of that bad spirit, bad juju in my life. So it was. You could say that it is one of those horror that is closest to reality,
Mhm.
right?
Well,
Now,
Yeah.
Vivian.
and which makes
Please,
it even more
take it.
scary. And now, right now,
And
what we
we
can see
can
on the screen is they're
Tonight,
going to be doing a
I will be
séance.
your guide
Yeah,
into the
I think for
world
us, it
of
really is
supernatural.
inspired by like our personal experience because
Are
we
you
grew up
ready?
in American
I-
schools,
I think so.
with American tradition.
There's
So
nothing too creepy, okay?
it's surprisingly there's not a lot of games
worry.
in or
Got
horror
everything under
games in
control?
American schools.
Do whatever
So it
I
was
say.
fun for us to
Oh,
do a horror
okay.
setting in an American school
To start,
with the kind of ghost
go ahead and
stories that
place
we
the
really
spirit
get
board on the
scared
table.
by.
Okay, wait. So, like what we see right now on the screen, Shu is about to start a séance. And what is the history of the school, and why is Amy being such a bad influence on
next.
Vivian? Like, what does Amy want to find with this school right now?
Yeah, so Amy is, you can see from her shirt, she's interested in the occult and things like that. I think inspired by like how I grew up, I was always interested in ghosts and like kind of more like tarot cards and things that were more supernatural
yeah.
or
So you were
taboo.
the Amy back in high school.
I was a little bit of both, but
Krista, you are
Not
the
exactly,
Amy.
but
but there,
No books.
Amy
Rusty
might
old
have
internet
some
forums.
reasons for why she wants to do this at the school,
Okay.
but there has been a history at the school
There's
that
one.
a tragic accident
Accident.
happened, and so maybe the school is not quite, maybe there's
It's
some
a rose I
supernatural
found in my
events that have
locker last
happened.
Ooh, okay.
A little bit of a
That's something
tease.
that gamers will have to discover for themselves
Yeah.
Something to
if
do.
Yeah,
they're
big
brave
part
enough.
of the fun, inspired by
Is that
Silent
true?
Hill in that way. Like
No, it
this
sounds crazy.
school and this location has its own
Putting it on.
backstory. So
It's that
as
bad.
you're exploring,
I
you do
believe
get to learn more
But
about what
Do
happened.
you think this is safe?
Okay, so now I'm
Don't worry,
curious to
Deb.
know, as
If any
this
ghost actually
first
shows up,
major game as
I'll
Cozy
be
Game
with you.
Pals. Ironic, by the way,
Okay.
because you would think with a name like that you guys would
Let's both
start
put our
off
fingers
with
lightly
the
on the
fun
key.
type. So what made you guys want to do the horror genre first for your first game?
That's so funny. Yeah, we consider ourselves cozy people, so the name still fits us. And we love horror. Actually, we love watching a horror movie in a late night, and it's very cozy for us in a way. But I think we chose horror just because we really do love it, and I think our take on horror is a little bit more inviting, is a little bit friendlier for people. It's not super gross and super hardcore. So if you're on the fence about horror, this might be a perfect starting point for you.
I like that description. It's not gross. It's not hardcore. Yeah, because
and not intense.
it's not. So you would say that it's a good introduction to the genre, especially if you're first time on it.
That's our hope.
Yeah. I think again we're inspired by these like things that we grew up with, like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark, and I feel like those were great gateways into, for me as a kid, like experiencing those. I'm like, oh yeah, I like horror, and then it kind of keeps you digging further into that genre.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would be that game for people.
Okay. Now, everyone here, if you guys are just watching Let's Play Indies for the first time, so Shuhei Yoshida is the lead of Let's Play Indies, or is the lead in the PlayStation Indies department, and Shu is actually involved with meeting the developers at the very early start of their game development. So, Shu, when you first saw Fear the Spotlight, well, what did you think about it, and how different was it from back then to how it is now?
Wow. Yeah, so I saw the game at the Summer Game Fest, and obviously I was very interested in this good, very nostalgic, PS1 days. And also the setting was very interesting. The two girls, sneaking into the school. So yeah, that was enough for me to say, yeah, let's try. And I discovered when talking with Bryan and Crista that actually Bryan worked for Naughty Dog. So we had a history of working together in the past. So that made me think about this game as very special.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
So when I played this in Summer Game Fest, this was the part where I stopped. This is the part where I stopped, because another thing that I wanted, that I just want our viewers to know, is that when I tried this, it's probably just a little bit scary, but it was a lot scarier than I thought it would be, especially playing this on the console.
Being able to bring this to the PlayStation 5 has been super awesome, not only because this is so inspired by our experience playing PlayStation games as kids. For the same reason, it's very surreal having Shuhei Yoshida playing our game right now.
Yes,
but the controller features of the PlayStation 5 DualSense are so cool. Like right now, because we're in this first-person mode, Shu feels or hears a lot of the sounds coming from the controller. Of his hand dragging the planchette of the Ouija board or the spirit board, him lighting the candles, and also the rumble, the texture of all the little things he's moving around. Even when there's like glowing lights, we got to use the glowing light of the DualSense controller to just add a little bit of extra ambience. It's been really fun to play with the features of that controller.
Now, what is the puzzle that Shu has to figure out?
So Shu saw that the building that he wanted to go to, the building that Amy mentioned, was filled with smoke, but she can't go in there because she has asthma. So she's trying to power on the air conditioning to get all the smoke out of there. So she's wandering around to figure out how to turn on this air conditioning.
Okay, wait. So this is the cafeteria area of the school? Or
it's like an outdoor courtyard.
Yeah.
A lot of our schools here, especially like we grew up in very hot climates, they had a lot of outdoor areas like that.
Yeah, so
free zone.
Yeah, so when we grew up, and this is like the gymnasium where you do sports, but they would often do school assemblies where you have like all the kids gather, and then they put posters up and they try to teach the kids a lesson. In this case, like, bullying is bad, everybody.
So this is the theater?
This is a gymnasium.
A gymnasium where they're hosting like an assembly where they're like rallying the kids and teaching them lessons.
Not to be bullies. Okay, wait, so what is this? Hey Fred.
Yeah, I cannot switch on.
Oh yeah, you have to fix the fuse box.
Okay,
first.
He's still finding a way to turn on the air conditioning, and there's a big
So that there's no smoke coming out of the
yeah,
unit.
and so there's this big mechanism down here that apparently is going to help him fix it. So now he's got to do some puzzling.
I love the puzzle solving of this, and I believe that the last time we talked, I correct me if I'm wrong. Krista was the one who did puzzle solving mostly for the game, like, and you actually have never worked on games before, Krista. So how was your process of creating these puzzles?
It's a lot of inspiration, a lot of back and forth. Like we both collaborated on a lot of these.
4, 5, 1.
Shu is
Yeah,
doing
so-
some thinking here.
Yeah, so for example, this puzzle is very inspired by like escape rooms. If you've ever done an escape room,
Mhm.
how kind of you're looking back and forth and referencing a lot of things to be able
Yay.
to solve the answer.
Yay.
So that was perfect.
Yeah, oftentimes Krista will come up with the concept for the puzzle, and then she'll hand it off to me for me to start figuring out how to make it functional, because I do the coding, and Krista will do a lot of the design work. So then once I start getting it functional, we just keep going back and forth
Yeah,
until we figure out something that we're both happy with.
and we need help. Where do we have to go
Oh,
now?
it's me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the fuse box.
I missed it. Okay, here.
But you're absolutely right, Sarah, that like the balance of what you're doing is so important to us. Like making sure you go between doing a puzzle, but not doing it for too long, and then you go see something creepy, and then you read some story, or you do something with Amy, or you see a monster. Making sure you're doing like all of those things with a good rhythm instead of just doing one thing over and over again. That's super important to us.
Yes. So did you guys ever have like friends and family that helped with like how did you guys know? Because sometimes like as artists, you tend to be very self-critical of your own work, right? So how did you guys have focus groups, or did you guys consult with other people in terms of how they felt, and how did you guys stick with the decision, or what was the final say in the decision making of the process of creating this game?
Yeah, we did a lot of play testing. I think luckily because Bryan has had a history of making a lot of games, he has a lot of game designer friends that we could, show early prototypes to, and they could imagine like, okay, imagine this has finished art. What, like go through this level and, give us feedback. And so they've been very generous with, you'll see many names in our special thing, but a lot of those people play tested for us and gave us feedback for the game, and that
Aw.
really helped us with the puzzle design and how people experience the story and how people experience the scares. So they're very important to us.
Yeah, and with things like scary stuff and with puzzles, those are things that are really hard for us to test ourselves, because we
Mhm.
already know the answers, or we already know when something scary is going to happen. So we really need to see someone else play it to know if it's working or not.
By the way, guys, I made a face a while ago, not because of what you guys were saying, but because there was a sound that played. It was like hearing, when Shu activated the fuse. I was like, I thought something was gonna pop up for some reason. A knee-jerk reaction, but it wasn't anything with what you guys were saying. Actually, what you guys were saying was so interesting, and I feel like that it's amazing that you guys have these very unique background and qualifications in these games, especially with your experiences of working with animation and working in the gaming, which gives you access to like the opinions of your colleagues. So I think that's very cool. So what does Shu have to do right now in
Okay,
this
so Shu
puzzle?
sees that there's a locked door here, and none of his tools are working on there.
So
But you can hear something else in the room. So
I know, I was about to say, I can hear something in the room.
sneaks around in the room. He can try to figure out where that's coming from.
Shu, don't do it anymore.
oh, there we go.
Okay, you can crouch under this. Yeah. And it stops.
Oh, he disappeared.
I'll try.
I've never hosted anything like this, by the way, you guys. I've never hosted this way ever, because I've actually never had to host an episode or something that's scary, but I'm having a ball. But forgive me if I'm having like some mannerisms that are not normal when hosting a
What's so
segment like this.
fun is this game is inspired by we would play scary games like this with our friends over a video call through all of pandemic, and so this is like super nostalgic
something
for
happened.
us.
Oh,
As
Something
you're
happened,
leaving,
Shu.
yeah. There's something changed.
as you're leaving, there's a sound that
Yeah, it
happened
opened
behind
up.
you.
It's open now.
Wow.
You take. Oh
The
wait, the
cabinet.
ring
So the
was
cabinet you
there.
saw.
Cabinet.
Yeah, in the flashlight room.
And there's more here though.
Dude, this is scary. I'm not even playing it.
Oh yeah, you can go this way as well.
Either way,
yeah,
yeah.
this works
There's
too.
no wrong answer here.
Okay.
You can flip
Could explore more here. Oh, it's the back side of the door that you saw earlier.
Oh, okay. Of the one where I couldn't. Of the one where
Yeah.
Shu couldn't pass through.
There you go.
Yeah. So now you can go back,
Yeah,
but
no,
there's
you can-
more
there's
here.
some- There's
Yeah.
another room you can
Yeah.
go.
Let's check out
explore.
the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can see where we were before now.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And Shu, you can go back to the same room where you were at and go to the boys' locker room? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now
but
Yeah,
you can get the you
yeah.
can use the key
there's two places we can go right now. We can unlock the cabinet, and we can also check out the boys' locker room.
or the boys'
Or
bathroom.
sorry, boys'
Oh.
bathroom. Yeah.
Okay, health is low.
Yeah. We haven't
I
seen an
know.
inhaler for a while, huh?
Ooh.
So does this game, will it have options of difficulty moving forward? Do you guys see yourself creating that feature of the game, or do you guys think that this is the level that it is at?
Yeah, so the game just has the one difficulty, and it tries to adjust itself quietly to make sure it plays well for people who are very skilled or people who are new to horror.
Oh, that's interesting. So it adjusts to your skill level.
A little bit, yeah.
Raul totally has a crush on Chrissy. Oh, what a tattletale! He's been staring at her.
Very much, yeah. Before we had
Yeah.
cell phones, we would write notes to each
Mhm.
other.
Oh wait, that's a thing in America. That's what.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You write
You
notes
do.
and you pass them around.
Oh yeah, in the school, at least when we were growing up, I remember it was a huge thing where you would buy different colored gel pens because you wanted to write like notes in class to your friends, and you wanted to have like really nice pens to do that. So I had a lot of different
Oh.
colored pens
Well,
to do
we
it.
sort of had note passing in school if you if you want to know like the answer to a homework, but you do. Oh no, they're there. The spotlight is there.
I have to go back.
Spotlight is
Yes.
saying, "I know you're in there."
Yeah, we need to get back to the
Yeah.
fuse room,
Yeah,
but
straight ahead.
this guy's in the
Ooh, but he's
way.
there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's gonna go around.
Ooh.
Oh,
Very-
that's. I didn't think about going up the stage. I was gonna go around the stage.
I think you can go.
You can do
I
it.
think you can go.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh my god, you did it.
oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm so scared for you.
I'm so sorry to the tech team. I think you guys have to mute me there. Just I got carried away.
Now I got C and D. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude, Shuhei's a pro now.
I
He knows
know.
how
Yeah,
to use
He's
this.
into it. He's getting into the puzzle solving aspect of the game completely. Ah, C and D. Okay.
here and maybe three.
An expert. You can.
Oh,
No.
so what he does is he has to match it with this now.
BP.
Shu can be a handyman.
I
He
know.
can come to my house and fix things.
Wow.
Ah, perfect.
So, will Fear the Spotlight also utilize the haptic feedback on the controller? On the
Yeah, we really
PlayStation
make
controller?
use of like the DualSense controller has like really high fidelity haptic feedback. So the rumble and the textures are better on PlayStation 5 than any of the other platforms, just because the controller is that
So
much better.
great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Ah,
he's still
here.
here. Okay, we're trying to go to the left.
Yeah. the
Okay,
cage
I
is open.
have a fun question for you guys. If you guys were to have your very own DualSense controller design, how do you guys
Oh,
think
no.
it should
Oh,
look
behind
like?
you.
Wait, there's two. Okay, no, I thought there's
Yeah,
only
there's
one.
double doors right
Ah,
there.
to the
Oh,
Yeah,
right
these ones.
there.
Oh no! Try the other one. Try the
The
other
other one
one.
to the right. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
These ones, yeah.
Wait, he's
that
gonna
one.
see him.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I
Oh, so
didn't
it was.
see
It's
there.
very
Oh,
dark
it's
in
really,
here.
oh yeah,
the
it's hard to
room,
see. I'm
too.
sure.
Oh.
Like right there. Oh, there's something shiny there.
Oh, okay.
A burnt letter in rose. Dear Chrissy, understudy your secret admirer, Chrissy.
He's starting to find notes about the story that was happening in the school before the school fire.
Okay. Oh, that's the sewage right
There
there.
you go.
There
Oh,
we
there you go.
You can reach between those bars to grab.
Raffle.
Yeah, you can go back to the gym with
Oh,
the
we could.
with
Yeah,
the
I was
grapple.
about to say it's the
Oh,
gym.
yeah.
Now, if you can find the ladder
I
again.
Oh, there's a table. Yeah. Yeah, this way. Perfect.
Here we go.
Oh. Oh,
Whoa.
he's back.
Oh, okay.
How did he?
Ooh. Ah. Ooh.
Ouch!
Oh, there you go.
There we go. He got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was close.
Ooh. Ah, there you go.
To the left here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
there you go.
Through the doors.
We're back. Yes. There we go. I must say these puzzle solving parts of the game are very well done.
Oh, thank you.
We really tried to make it feel like very physical, like you can feel and grab and move and things.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
tactile. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to ask Cozy Game Pals, do you guys have, what other games do you guys have in the works right now, or are you going to be going to be focusing on a DLC or Fear the Spotlight? Tell us what the future is of Cozy Game Pals.
Yeah, Fear the Spotlight, we feel like it's very complete. We're so proud of how it came out. And we also know that we like more genres than just horror. So we're starting to try to ask ourselves, what other genres might we want to take on? We talk about this game as being like the perfect game for 13-year-old Crista to have played. Now we're asking ourselves, what would be the perfect game for 13-year-old Bryan to play?
That is such a good question to ask yourself as a creator. I was about to... I stopped there because how the camera moved to the box, I thought there was something that was going to pop out.
Well, now this switch is glowing, so,
Yeah,
we,
so
can
now we can
interact
turn-
with this one.
You can turn on the AC thing now.
HVAC.
Yeah, so the air conditioning all the way back in the courtyard should have power now.
Oh, if with our luck, the spotlight guy is gonna be right outside or at the courtyard. It's too dark. Oh wait, no, because we got the power. That's right.
So we can find our way back now.
I hear voices.
So dark.
Wait, I think I see eyeballs. I'm not so sure.
Really?
No, to the right, Shu. To the right. Go to your right and go forward.
Oh yeah.
This might be a good place for us to cut ourselves off. Lost in the
Yeah.
dark.
Okay, guys, I've had enough. I don't think I can play anymore Fear the Spotlight, and I'm good. But Shu, how was it? How was it playing Fear the Spotlight for the past?
I
felt like-
totally
it felt like-
enjoyed.
A long time for me.
I totally enjoyed it. It was a bit, cozy side of the horror game compared to other games. So I really enjoyed playing the game.
You were really into it, like with the puzzle solving even. Like I feel like there were times where Krista, Bryan, and I were just commentating on you being focused on the gaming, and you couldn't even hear us because you were too focused on it. But so far, it seems like what would you say is your favorite part of Fear the Spotlight?
Oh yeah, the atmosphere. Somehow this PS1 look helped me to use my imagination to kind of fill the gap. So immediately I was totally immersed in this world.
Oh, yes, that is a good way of putting it. Like, it makes you use your imagination and paint a better picture of everything that's happening. I really like that. For me personally, I've never played any PS1 OG horror games, but I've already mentioned it earlier on that this is the first of its kind that I've played, so I can't wait to actually start and finish this game, and I might post a playthrough of myself. But Krista, Bryan, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us to talk more about Fear the Spotlight and your creativity process. We had so much fun having you here, and we can't wait to see what else you guys have in store for us. So, but for now, why don't you tell everyone how they can get Fear the Spotlight and where you guys are available?
Oh, thank you so much. It's been such a treat to talk to you, Sarah, and to see Shuhei Yoshida play our game is really surreal. Inspired by, games that, he was involved in while we were kids playing them all the way until now. It's been awesome. Fear the Spotlight is available now on all platforms. Yeah, please give it a shot.
Okay, and where can our viewers find you online, like Cozy Game Pals, so that we could be on the lookout of your future projects?
Yeah, we're at Cozy Game Pals on anything on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky.
And to all of our viewers, thank you so much for spending the time with us and cozying up with while Shu played Fear the Spotlight. And like what they said, Fear the Spotlight is available on all platforms, so be sure to check them out. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
プレイステーション